G'day crew, welcome to Goat Fantasy. Nice to have your company. It's the Western Bulldogs edition. Goat Fantasy brought to you by checkmyrates.au. Visit the website. It's free to use. Take control of your financial future. Brandon and the team will help you get a better home loan rate. Just mention the Goat Fantasy podcast. I'm your host, Drew Jones. Nice to be with you. So this is a more traditional Goat Fantasy episode, short and sharp, and it's about the Western Bulldogs. So I've just been doing some digging. We'll get official confirmation come tonight on the Western Bulldogs injury report, but just wanted the Goat Fantasy listeners to be the first to be across this, especially if you're hunting for a bargain down back. So Bailey Dale has been a player much discussed in the last couple of weeks, and in particular, I think this week, as a budget option if we want to be getting up from Sarong or Farrow or Grill, looking for sort of an upgrade to a fallen premium, so to speak. And I feel like we have these discussions about Bailey Dale nearly every year because he has a high ceiling, but unfortunately at times a bit of a low floor. So the news here is that Connor Budarick is a test to return from his hamstring injury this week. But my understanding is that it is extremely likely that he will come back into the side. So just taking that into account, I want to take you through Bailey Dale's scores to start the season. We'll start with fantasy. He got a 69 in round one. He was under a little bit of duress with the knee injury. And then 75 against the Giants in round one. And then 59 against the Crows in round two at Adelaide Oval. 71 after his bye at Marvel against the Bombers. And then 80 against Hawthorn in round five. Now, in that same period of time, that was when Connor Budarick was in the team. Post Budarick's hamstring, 103 at GMHBA, 109 at Marvel, and then 129 last week against Fremantle. These are tough opponents, Geelong, Sydney and Fremantle, and good scores. In Supercoach in that time, he started with a 60, a 79, a 56, a 102, a 74, and then with Budarick out of the side, a 101, a 113, and then a 141 against Freo last week. So the discrepancy in scores are massive with Budarick in the side compared to when he's out. They've got Port Adelaide on Friday night. So all I'm saying here is Bailey Dale is fitter because of the knee concern to start the year, but he does have Budarick back in the side, and that is a flag if you want to bring him in. So I would consider that very strongly if you're tossing up between him and Nick Newman. At least that the Blues don't have anyone else to come back in to that defence and disrupt the amount of ball that Newman will be having. And then Jed Bustlinger as a potential rookie downgrade. Just wanted to discuss him. So he's about 200k in Supercoach and he's 399. If we're saying 400 is the cutoff in AFL Fantasy, I don't think we're looking in Jed Bustlinger's areas from a fantasy perspective, certainly Supercoach. He's definitely scored well the last couple of weeks, but the update from the Dogs is that James O'Donnell and Rory Lobb are probably about 2 weeks away. So you have to factor that in. If they both come back to fitness at the same time, I'm not sure that Bustlinger keeps his spot in the team. Bevo hasn't traditionally had a huge amount of trust in his young defender, hasn't played a lot of footy, and hasn't been given too many long runs in the side. So, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, you might get 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe they don't want to bring Lobb and O'Donnell back at the same time. Maybe they give Bustler an extra week at the back end there as they manage those minutes, but it could be potentially capped at 2 to 3 weeks. So is that enough for you to get a decent price rise in Supercoach and invest in Bustlinger? It's a conundrum for us, but there aren't a huge amount of great downgrade options this week, so that's one to consider. And if you're willing to back him in, you could be handsomely rewarded, but there is that flag. The two keys are coming back, and of course, trusting Bevo is a dangerous thing. We'll have more a little bit later on. I think there'll be some interesting stuff across the injury reports, but Jordan Dawson trained yesterday for Adelaide. Expect him to come back. Caldwell a test this week with the ankle. So there's a few things to keep an eye on as the week progresses, but we'll have updates for you when the Tuesday night official injury reports drop. That's all. Quick one. I'm off to Hawthorn. We'll chat soon on Go Fantasy.